Hatchbacks. They're bigger, safer and heavier than they used to be. So does that make it impossible for today's hot hatch to beat all the fun of the Fairlow?
Well, we're about to find out. We don't get many opportunities to drive performance cars here on Matty's Cars, so when this came in as a Part X, I was desperate to find out what a hot hatch of today was like to drive. Now, we're not going to bother with all the usual car journalist spiel. There's not going to be any "does this banana fit in the seat pocket" or "how soft are the soft touch materials," and endless bias to the Volkswagen Polo when it comes to boot space. We're here for a road test, so a road test is what we're going to do.
Let's go, let's go.
The ST gets notable styling upgrades to make it look meaner and sportier, but with its tall stance, it fails to intimidate. It's not a pretty car either, with looks that have appeared to age about as well as Macaulay Culkin. It may not seem like it, but what I'm driving here is actually a future classic. The top and bottom of it is that these thrummy little hot hatches as we know them are on their way out. Now sure, you cocooned in this safety regulation abiding body, and it doesn't feel like it's just you and the car like in the old school hatchbacks, but that's not to say that the Fiesta hasn't gone backwards. It's fast, 0 to 60 in just under 7 seconds and a top speed of 180 miles an hour, and that's enough to make your mum say your first, your middle and your last name very aggressively and in quick succession. The noise out of this little car is fantastic. It's just a nice sort of burbling sound, which I hate to use because it's such a cliche phrase. And this manual 6-speed gearbox, it's enough for me to pick the Fiesta ST over something like the Clio, which everyone was banging on about as a rival for the Fiesta when it came out years ago. And don't forget, this is a 1.6 litre version of Ford's EcoBoost engine, and it's got a turbo as well, so it means insurance isn't off limits. Apart from the addition of heated Recaro bucket seats, the interior of the ST is just out of a regular fizzer. But, just like on the old Puma, Ford have spent the money where it matters, under the skin. Now, the Fiesta has long been a well-handling car, but the ST feels like a Fiesta that's had an espresso. Ford have spent the money on getting the steering pin sharp. They've also tweaked the chassis and fitted all-round disc brakes, which means the Fiesta ST is going to be great on a track or in the McDonald's car park, where it'll undoubtedly spend most of its life. If it wasn't black ice on the roads today, I'd be giving the Fiesta a lot more beans in this national speed limit point. I certainly have caught the hot hatch bug. Yes, the ride is quite firm, a lot firmer than what you get in a normal Fiesta. But if you're watching this video and you're considering a Fiesta ST, then you're probably about 20-25 years off the excruciating back pain that we never get tired of hearing about from our elders.
It is with some difficulty that I have to confess the Fiesta ST is a good car. And it's hard because it's not a proper hot hatch. If you want a real hot hatchback, then think Peugeot 205, Vauxhall Nova or Saxo VTS. But when all's said and done, what we've got here is one of the best hot hatches for the modern world, and one that we're going to be fighting tooth and nail for when we finally go electric.